I'm John Delgado. I'm a prosecutor in San Francisco. I've been doing that for the past 26 years. I got my law degree from the UC Law School of San Francisco. I got my undergraduate degree from UCLA in electrical engineering. I moved to Hercules back in 2003. We love our community. We've raised our children here. I was asked to run for city council back in 2010, and I was successful. And those 4 years were quite ambitious in what we were trying to solve. And as a community, I was very proud to be part of it, that we were able to able to balance the budgets, raise more needed revenue. And unfortunately, we had to reduce staff during those years. But I think we came out of it and with a lot of opportunity. I'm really happy with what the city council has done since then over the past 12 years. I noted that Mayor Chris Kelly, which surprisingly she took my seat back 12 years ago, that she is not running again. And so my kids, a lot of those meetings ended up going past. Well, we have a rule: we can't go past meetings past midnight. So a lot of them we were ending at midnight. I get home, I wouldn't be able to see my kids. I hadn't seen them all day long. So I knew this just wasn't something I could take on after I finished my first term. But now those kids have grown. They're now off to college, and I'd like to try to see if I can help see some of the projects that were started back in my time,
John,
and
thank
also
you.
help.
Thank you. I'm sorry, we're about half a minute over. So we're just going to launch into our first question. There'll be time for you to come back at the opening statement, and I think in some response to some of the questions, you'll be able to continue what you were sharing with us. I apologize. I get the first question, which is, what are your top three priorities if elected, and how will they be funded?
So I mean, I guess it's kind of a pipe dream, but it's still going on. What I knew is the intermodal station, transport station. It's now called the Hercules Hub. I would like to push that as much as I can to try to be ready for if and when funding becomes available for it. I know that's the least we can do, and I really think it's just the key to a lot of the issues that we're facing in the city. It would help promote economic development. It would give alternative means for transportation, not just to us, but other people in the various regions. So that's the one. I know the city's trying to use grants from the feds. I think realistically, it's just something that we're going to have to keep alive and hope for more opportune timing down the road. The second thing I think is what's happening now is there's a projected deficit in the budget. I want to be part of the discussion, trying to discuss how we're going to address it. I hope if the tax measure passes that's being currently proposed, I think will help address it in the short term. But I mean, long-term plans, we need to hire more ability for our city to an assistant city manager, an economic development person, somebody to help us um, create more retail sales, more tax that could come back to the city. And lastly, I want to maintain or increase our level of public safety. I think we're a safe city, but things can change quickly, and I think with the budgetary issues and trying to keep that, it's gonna be tricky. So I'd like to work with all the parties and make sure that we can maintain or increase our staffing levels in terms of the police and public safety.
Thank you, John. Maria, I think you have the next question.
Great. That's a great segue to the next question, which would be how would you work with others to support the city's priorities?
Uh, I, this is one of the things where I could just point to my last service for the city. 2010 through 2014 were incredibly challenging, not just because of the issues we were facing, but the constant changing of the different personnel. Um, After my first year, there was a recall election. I had to work with a new set of council members. We had 7 city managers during my time on the city council. We had 2 city attorneys. We had just constant turnover. And I think everyone I had a lot of strong opinions on the city council. I think the most gratifying thing was that all of us, despite whatever our what other issues we thought were important, we came together to try to solve the city's issues. And we did that by listening. We did that by acknowledging. We try to incorporate everyone's input. And once decisions made, whether it was something I agreed with or not, once we made the agreement, once a decision was made, we wholeheartedly went forward with it. The discussion was over. So I think one of the things I learned best, and I don't know if it's always the greatest rule, but like don't burn bridges. Just you need to work with everyone, and you need to understand that everyone wants the best for our city. And when you come from that point of view, it's very easy to work with them, and it's great to see the results.
Thank you. Raphael has the next question.
You support forming a citizen police oversight review board to propose changes in police budgets, citizen contact policy, and to investigate citizen complaints.
I'm sorry, could you reread that question? Is it basically, do I support an oversight board?
Do you support forming a citizen police oversight review board to propose changes in police budgets, citizen contact policy, and to investigate citizen complaints?
Uh, I guess I'd have to see what that proposal looks like. I certainly would encourage input from the citizens, and if that's the form of a committee, that should be done. I know that we, at least when I was there, we had a public safety and traffic commission, so that was a forum where citizens could come forth with their complaints. I understand that the basis of your question is you want an outside agency to be able to look into issues that probably should be done by a third party, so that everyone can trust whatever the results are. I don't know if we would have the resources to staff something like that. I think it's something that could be explored, and certainly would be something I think would be best partnered with maybe possibly other cities or the county. I certainly would encourage or be happy with some type of input from the community, though, when it comes to those issues that you said.
Thank you. The next question is, systemic racism has been prominent in the news. Do you feel that there is systemic racism present in your city? And if so, how would you address it as a member of the city leadership?
So yes, I believe there's a systemic racism. But and I mean, one route is also education, bringing in the staff and council to work on being able to recognize it, how to see it. I think that I'm pretty sure we have policies outlawing any type of racism, but I think your question is more about systemic. It's been here. You don't necessarily recognize it, and it should be addressed. I encourage more education. I encourage the outreach that the city does by holding cultural events, by recognizing months where we celebrate our diversity. And I think, as someone else pointed out, it's more about providing more opportunities for everyone to meet, join, and understand their points of views.
Thank you. Okay, the next question, I think, Maria?
Yes. Thank you. Does your city have a plan to address the needs of the homeless? Do you know the current homeless rate in your city? And what are your plans to address the situation?
Homelessness is an issue I've dealt with a lot, at least as a prosecutor in San Francisco. It's not a problem that our city is going to be able to solve on its own. What I understand is that we've hired a third party to make outreach to the homeless within our boundaries. I believe the number is 20, but I don't know how they came to that and whether that's an accurate count. my personal view is we need to provide shelters and and ways to get people connected to the resources that they need. And unfortunately, a bigger portion of this is of drug treatment and mental health treatment also needs to be something that a resource that the police and first responders and outreach people can access. This is not something our city can handle on its own. I don't think it's something our surrounding cities and us can handle on its own. I think it's definitely a countywide problem, or more realistically, it's a region, a statewide issue. So my current position is I head the drug court at the in San Francisco, and a lot of it, I mean, it is very encouraging to meet people that you can hook up with resources. They're able to help themselves, pull themselves out. But I also think there's much deeper problems too, especially when it comes to mental health. I think we as a society have a big discussion to make because there's just people out there that just cannot take care of themselves. And so I know the care courts, I think, has come up short. And so I think more, and this is more at a state level, but I think more emphasis or looking at that kind of process needs to be looked at as well.
Great, thank you so much. Next question, Raphael.
Do you support or oppose rent stabilization and renter protections, I.E. just cause in your city? Why or why not?
I think that is an issue that kind of cuts both ways. I don't know if we have enough rentals in our city to it, I understand with a large community such as like San Francisco or even Berkeley, there'd be wide swaths of people, but ours is more concentrated. So I'd have to look at what the burdens would be to both sides. Obviously, we want people to be secure in their homes. We don't want people facing large increases in their rent arbitrarily. People should have, if they're going to live and work, they should have confidence that they can stay, live and work. So I certainly would want to look at rent increases. And rent control is just a bigger issue that I just haven't studied enough to give you an intelligent answer on.
The next set of questions, John, are budget related. First of those is very similar to question number one. What do you believe are the most pressing issues for the city?
You know, our city's it's just unfortunate, but I mean, the return of or our share of property tax is just incredibly low, especially when you compare it to our neighbors. I mean, I've heard terms of anywhere from 2.5% to 5%, and when you compare it to Pinole or Richmond, which I think are more like 17% around there, it's just not fair how our community is trying to provide the services that it does with so little of the property tax that our citizens are paying. We have to rely on retail. We have to rely on businesses. We have to find other ways other than property tax to try to bring in the revenue we need. And so that's why I think it's so important for economic development. It's nice to bring in new townhomes to be on the bayfront, but at the end of the day, for this city to keep going and to increase what it can do, we need to bring in businesses. We need to bring in retail. These are the things that are going to keep us able to afford our parks and our police. So I think that is the paramount issue. And it's not really a budget thing, but we're going to have to find ways to enable our staff to bring on that ability to go out, find opportunity, bring them there and show them that what we have to offer. We have so much. We have these beautiful parcels right next to the water. We have, if the Hercules hub comes in, we will have access to multiple types of transportation. And so it's just a wonderful community. And I think I'd like to see as much retail or businesses come into it to help us with our budgetary needs.
Great, thank you so much. Next question, Maria?
Yes. Do you support ongoing financial support for the library, which allows for additional hours?
I think our library is one of our crown jewels. When you talk to our residents with children or even those without children, they love our library. It's not just a place where we keep books. It's a place where community comes together. We have wonderful presentations. We have wonderful opportunities for summer classes. It is for a city that really is missing a town center. I think the library, in a way, is kind of our heart and soul. Um, and so, yes, I would support continuing helping the library. It may not pencil out as a plus, but I think it's, I think schools, I think the library, I think parks, these are all things that families want. And without them, we have to question, what are we doing here? So,
Thank you so much, John. And the next question that you've had a chance to speak a little bit on, so Raphael, I'll let you frame it however you choose.
I think you've already mostly answered this one, but do you support the proposed development of the Hercules Transit Center? If so, what could you do as a council member to help make the Hercules Transit Center a reality?
oh, I'm dead set against it. Oh, it's terrible. No, I, I mean, I'm sad. I'm sad to this day that to me, like, unfortunately, I've had to like take out the ferry from my vocabulary when I talk about it. I am so excited to have just a little kiosk there to buy a ticket to go down to the Richmond station to grab the BART, or just go to Sacramento for the day. And I don't think I'm gonna live to see it, but if you could put a ferry there, could you imagine just people could take day trips to our little city and they could see all the little cute little shops and things to see that'll develop around all that traffic that's going to come there. Well, what can I do? I guess it's just continue. When I was there, we were cutting so much, but at the end of the day, I was always a proponent, like, we have to keep this this dream alive, because it solves so much of our issues. It adds so much to our community. And so, one, I would continue to try to reach out to our supervisors, to our state electeds. I would try to espouse it as much as I could, try to find more ways to try to grab attention for it. I've had a lot of conversations with different people. I think right now, unfortunately, it's just not the time, but that doesn't stop us from trying to get it shovel ready, trying to get the plans in place, trying to get to the point where if the funding ever comes, we're ready to go. Because I think it's just such a no-brainer.
The next question is for me. And what is your position on transitioning from fossil fuels and refineries currently near your city?
I mean, I I drive an electric car. I have solar panels. I don't understand why everyone. I understand why, I know people in apartments. It's still a challenge. You need to find some place to charge. But at the end of the day, I think the environment is like one of my main concern. I'm worried about what we're doing to this planet, and I'm saddened that electrification is just not taking a greater hold. Um, I freaking forget what your question was, but I'm just excited about being electrified in every way. I used to be a big proponent of gas stoves, because that's the only way you make a tortilla. But now I'm thinking, like, no, we need to change that to electrical. Our gas water heater, that needs to be changed to electrical. We need to it's not that we're not even trading down in what it provides. These things are all just as fine, if not better, than what we have now. And I love not going to the gas station. I love not going to get my oil changed. I love the fact that unfortunately I forget to rotate the tires, and that's the thing I had to worry about the most with my electric car. I would hope that we could slowly prod everyone to get on board, because really, at the end of the day, we have to, this is bigger than all of us. There's no point if there's nothing around for our kids to have. So I think the environment's like one of my main concerns.
I made tortillas on my gas stove last night. Sorry, everybody. Okay. Maria, next question.
Okay, do you support and would vote for a moratorium on data centers in the face of increased data need for consumers in your area?
So let me preface first. I don't normally give I don't normally commit to something that's not before me. But in this case, let me make an exception. Right now, I'm concerned about all the effects that data centers are. I don't know if the public is being fully made aware of what kind of impacts, environmental or otherwise, that these centers are doing. And so I certainly would sign on to such a moratorium. I'll tell you that I don't think this has any effect on Hercules, though I can't think of an open pad that we have that would even fit these massive centers. But I certainly, if one was in neighboring to me, I would want a moratorium, if not only to just see what the effects are. These things are just, I think they're moving too fast. And even if half of what I hear is true, it's something that we as a community need to understand before we sign off on these kind of things.
Next question, Raphael.
All right, so this next question is a two-part question, both related to public safety. The first part is, would you oppose or support any contracts with surveillance corporations, e.g. Flock? And if so, what guardrails and oversight would you require? And the second part of the question is, what is the most and least as a percentage of general fund expenditures that you think your city's police department should have?
So as to the first part, I mean, flock cameras, they're surveillance cameras, drone cameras, they're used extensionally in San Francisco, and they're an incredible tool to help us solve crimes and get dangerous people off the street. Um, if rightfully used, it's a tool which helps us keep the community safer. I understand from from a freedom point of view, this is definitely a trade-off. Um, I'm just as disturbed when you hear that despite whatever safeguards are in place, they're being used for purposes that they're not supposed to. And people are being prosecuted for that. I think that it can continue as long as it can show that it is safeguarding the data. I'll tell you that there's right now, people in law enforcement like myself, we can run people's records. We can run your DMV. And the reason why I don't just do it as a party trick or for anyone is because I'd get fired. There's an audit trail. If I try to look up somebody that I don't have an official case or official reason for, I get fired. And so I want to make sure those kind of guardrails are in place, and two, that they're being enforced. I am just as upset when you hear about an officer trying to doing stalking, or other states are trying to impose trying to use our cameras to investigate things that are not crimes in our state. So one, as long as the law is being followed and there's a good audit trail and the data is being safeguarded, that's fine. But Los Angeles has gone ahead and not renewed their contract for these kind of concerns, and so I think right now it's not a slam dunk answer. If someone were to show me what has caused what Los Angeles did, I don't think I have a problem with that.
Okay, that's the end of our questions. And so now we will give you an opportunity to make a closing statement. Thank you for joining us today and answering all of our questions. This is your time.
I don't have much of a closing argument. I just want to thank you and each of your co-members here. You've taken the time on this Sunday, beautiful Sunday, to interview people like me who are just trying to best serve the public. I really do appreciate this, and it's just an honor that you allowed me this time. And when you come down to it, why do I want to be on city council? Because I think it's an honor. I think it's um, uh, something that I think is one of the greatest points of my life, was to be able to serve between 2010 and 2014. As much as I can talk to you about the difficulties, I still stand with pride that that our city is special, and we have special people that came together, and I was really happy to be part of that. And so I'm glad it's not the scene that I saw when I first came on. I'm more excited about the opportunity that we have now. That's why I'd like to at least partake or help try to push this city forward if I could be on the city council. So thank you very much.